Well, good evening, everyone. The show will be starting in approximately 4 minutes and 30 seconds. So, if you're watching this in replay, just fast forward past this spot and get right into the show, where you will see me on video. So, this is not just a podcast, it is a vodcast. So, please stand by. We'll get into the show in about 4 minutes. The show will be starting in approximately 3 minutes and 40 seconds. But know that if you want to be on the show live and you'd like to get a free psychic, empathic reading, all you need to do is hit the button that says be on the show. And that's if you are watching from the website. So you need to be watching from the website, knowtobestill.com/podcast. And you can be on the show and get a free reading. So all you have to do is press the button, be on the show, and follow the prompts, and you will be on the show. We'll see you in the queue, and we will announce you when it's time for your reading. So please come on in and get a free reading. Now also know, for those of you that didn't know, you can also watch us on, and I say us, that means me and Jill. You'll hear Jill on this show, but you won't see her. But you can go to Facebook and check out the show there live, and you will be able to write comments, and we will see the comments, and you can send emojis and all of that kind of stuff if you're watching on Facebook, and you can also watch on YouTube. But we would love it if you watched it from my website, knowtobestill.com/podcast, and that way you can be on the show. And even if you just want to say hi, you can do it right from there. So we have approximately 1 minute and 40 seconds, and we'll get right into the show. And remember again, if you are watching on replay, you can fast forward past this spot and get right into the show. We've got about 1 minute and we're going to get this party started. Yeah. We're looking forward to at least seeing all of you or hearing all of you or see your comments. But I would love to see you too. All you have to do is press the button, be on the show. And that is if you're watching from your website. There will also be a QR code that you'll see during the show. And if you wanted to do this from your phone, you can just scan that QR code and you can be on the show that way. Just scan the QR code and follow the prompts. Welcome, 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 welcome. And I'm hearing that no one is hearing me. You hear me now? Okay. My producer said she couldn't hear me, but it seems like everything's working properly. So let's continue with the show. Okay, again. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm your host, Anthony Cordova, Tony C., the man about love. And I love that you all are here tonight. I love doing this show. It's part of what I'm supposed to be doing. So let's get on into it. Let's see what's going on today. First of all, I'm going to say that today the topic, which I'm going to talk about in a little while in Tony's Mind Mashup, the title today is Become Your True Self. And what does that mean? But we are going to get into that in just a moment. In the meantime, I would love if some of you would get a live reading this evening during that segment. And what I do are kind of psychic, empathic readings. So the way I read people is mostly empathic. I tap into your emotions, who you truly are, which is a good kind of segue for becoming your true self. So the person I tap into is the person that's kind of your true self. That's what I want us to get at and to help each other with, because as I do this, it helps me grow and to be a better, more considerate person. I'm already doing pretty good being kind and all of that. But, we need to learn to love one another. That's very important for us to do and to help our fellow human beings. Really important, more than most of us know. Okay, so let's get ready to get into the first segment, Jill, which is Tony's Mind Mashup. There I am, Tony's Mind Mashup, which is the topic of the day. And the topic of the day again is become your true self. Become your true self. Okay, so a lot of you are going through your life and you believe, whoa, but I am my true self. I'm exactly who I want to be. I am. Maybe you are. Or maybe you just think you are. Then there's other of us that know that something is either missing or something in our life, the way, or maybe it's many things in our life that just doesn't seem to fit right. We kind of feel a little off kilter. It's like if you find yourself asking yourself, there's gotta be more to life than this. There's gotta be more to life than just paying bills and going to work. Surely there must be more, you know? And really, there is more. There is more. And we find that by discovering who we truly are. Some of that, to get to that point, is going to require that you meditate. Now, as you see behind me, it says, keep it simple. And people will say, "Oh, I can't meditate because my mind is going everywhere, and it's so difficult for me to even try to meditate." One thing I do to help you meditate, and it's a simple thing. It's a very simple thing. The experts always say quiet. You slow your breathing down and you breathe better, in, out, at a nice steady tempo, and that helps. And some type of soft, relaxing music helps. If the room is dark, that helps. If the temperature is right, that helps. All of these things help. But if your mind is still racing, it's hard to make things quiet. And why do you want things to be quiet? Because when you're quiet, that's when you begin to hear your inner self, your true self. That's when you begin to do that. So, an easy way that I would get started is by focusing on one thing, not just trying to clear my mind of everything. Focus on one thing. And that one thing can be a question. And I've said this on this show before, but that one thing can be a question. So think of the question that you want answered, but try not to make it a material thing. Try not to make it, oh, am I going to get a new car this year? Or am I going to find love this year? Which is not material, but it's kind of, mm, I don't want to say selfish because all of us want to find love. But finding love is a big question when you're looking for that one person. It's a big question, but you want more of the question of the thing that's going to help you find who you are. So maybe you've noticed in your life that no matter what you do, the relationships you get in always turn bad for some reason. And you can check all the boxes, when you're looking for someone, that special person, that soulmate. You can check all the boxes. Oh, the person has the right job. The person's highly educated. The person lives in the right community. The person makes me laugh. The person is kind. These are all, positive things. But because you're checking off the boxes doesn't mean that they're the right one. They can be a great person, but maybe they're not a great person for you. Maybe they're a great person for someone else. And that's okay. So, the question you want to ask if you keep having these relationships that just end up bad, the question you want to ask is, why do I keep ending up in bad relationships? Now, you see, I said, why do I? You don't want to ask the question of, why why do the people I have relation you don't want to ask why do the people that I have relationships with always screw things up? See, that's the wrong question. That's about them. But when you want to find your true self, you have to ask questions about yourself, not about someone else. So, getting back to meditation, you can do all of those things, make your surroundings good, nice, peaceful, quiet, all of these soothing music, all of these things. But when you start with that one question, it's got to be the right question. So the question is, why do I keep choosing people that the relationships don't work? Why don't the relationships work that I get into? And that question, just start repeating it like a chant, quietly, not angrily, not in haste, like hurried, because you want the answer so quickly. You just focus on that question. Now, it may take a little while for the answers to come, and it's different for different people. But if you stay focused on that one question, all the other things in your mind that can cloud up your mind where you cannot quiet yourself, all of those other ones, they're not there when you're asking why do my relationships end up bad? Over years and years and years, relationships just keep ending up bad. Why? And ask that question sincerely. And don't try to put blame anywhere else or on anyone else. Don't put it on your job. Don't put it on the type of people that are attracted to you. You're asking about yourself. You're trying to find yourself, who you are. And then answers will begin to come in meditation. We make the decisions we make, the people we choose, the people we become are because of decisions we make. Now, I'm not saying that if there's trauma in your life, that they can't influence decisions that you make. They can and do. But the key is to be able to identify these points in your life. Now, you may not be able to do it in medication. You may need to go to therapy, and that's good. That's not a problem. It's okay. But you're still finding yourself, discovering who you are at the core. I don't care how you get there, whether you do it by meditation or whether someone like me, a psychic or empath says, "Hey, you've got, here's where your issues stem from." And then you can address them. you can address these kind of issues in your life. And the more you find who you truly are, the smoother things run in your life. So, I've talked quite a bit on that. So, I'm not going to go much further unless anyone has any questions. And if you have a question on this topic, I will be glad to answer anything you wish. Just type it in the comments if you're on Facebook or YouTube, or if you are on the watching on the browser from my website, you just page down a little bit and you'll see the comment section and you can type your comment there. Or you could press be on the show. And that doesn't mean you have to get a reading. If you just want to be on the show and you want me to be able to see you while you ask your question, you could just ask your question and we can talk about that topic of the day, which is becoming your true self. Become your true self. So that is that. So let's see. This would be the section. Let's end it. Soothing music. This would be the section. If you wanted a free empathic reading from me this evening, this is when you could do it. So all you would need to do is press that be on the show button and follow the prompts, and you will be on the show in no time, and we can do that reading for you. Yes, we can. So I don't see anyone at this time. So what I think I'm going to do is play a clip from one of my previous shows from season 1. And actually, if you want to see the full episode, it was season 1, episode 26. That's what it was. Now, this is a clip with Ansley. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. And this reading was very difficult for me. Now, this reading did last for probably 35 minutes. I'm only going to show the last portion of that reading. But this was difficult for me because it was a medium reading. And Ainsley wanted to connect with her father that passed on. And her father came through like really positive and energetic to me. But on the other side, and you all have heard me talk about this before, on the other side, uh, we go through lessons and a life review, lessons of what we've done for positive and negative, and how it's affected people. Now, sometimes people that do very negative things while they're here alive have a hard time when they get to the other side, because it's hard for them to accept how awful the things that they did, especially with someone that they shouldn't hurt the way they did, a family member, especially a child. So her father came on to me very, happy and positive and all of that. But really, he was disguising that he was still holding on to the negative things that he did while he was there. So this is that one, and it was very difficult for me feeling him from the other side. So if Jill, you will roll that clip, and we'll all watch it every day.
Yeah.
Now, was there someone on the other side you needed to contact too? I believe.
I'd 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 love to try
Okay.
if possible.
All
Do I
right.
tell you how much do I tell you?
I it seems tonight I need a
Hmm.
relationship they were to you.
Okay. Name is John, and he was my father.
Okay. How long ago did he pass away?
1997.
Okay. All right. John, he's actually coming through pretty quickly. John, John was, and I know they say all parents.
Mm-hmm.
He bragged about you all the time, but he didn't do it in front of you. He bragged to everybody else about you, but he didn't do it in front of you.
Hmm.
Brag, 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 brag. About you and how great you are and all the things you do and so on and so forth. He did brag about you. Yeah. Eh, It's something else.
Hmm.
Um, this is a hard one. I, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
This, okay. I'm gonna go in this direction. All right. Did you hear me say earlier that when people pass on and they go to the other side
Hmm.
and they have lessons to learn?
Hmm.
Oh, he's got a lot of lessons to learn.
So,
It, I think I want to say something to you, but I don't want it. It could affect you a lot. Okay.
it's okay.
And it can affect you in a positive way or a negative way. But he's saying, I'm sorry for the way I was. Does
Mm-hmm.
that make sense to you?
Hmm. Yeah.
This is very painful for me.
I'm sorry. That's why I
Okay,
was
no,
almost
it's
hesitant
no,
to
no,
ask.
no. This is why
Hmm.
I'm here. But
Hmm.
I'm feeling the pain. Okay,
Hmm.
so I'm feeling your pain. I'm feeling my personal pain because of how I feel about this situation.
Hmm.
Okay, so and again, I don't want to go into I don't want to go into a lot
Detail.
of detail on this
Can I
show.
ask a question?
Yes.
Um, my sense is because I've had everyone significant to me who has died. I've had some dream where they come and kind of reassure me that they're okay. Yeah. And the only one that my dad has visited multiple times, but uh, I don't understand it. And I don't know much about what happens
Okay. Okay.
on the other side.
Here's here's the reason. On the other side,
Hmm.
and when I said earlier, he's, you know, sorry and kind of forgive me. Okay.
Hmm.
On the other side, you really understand the mistakes you made and how
Hmm.
severe they are and
Hmm.
how much pain the things that he did cause you. And
Hmm.
it's a pain that has not gone away.
Hmm.
So he wants to let you know that he's sorry. Okay.
Hmm.
But sorry isn't enough
Hmm.
in this case.
Hmm.
You have to be able to feel it from him.
Hmm.
Does that make sense
Yeah.
to you?
Yeah, totally.
So that's what he's trying to give you in the dreams.
Hmm.
He's he's trying to let you feel how how
Hmm.
for the way he was here.
Yeah.
And he understands, again, I said it already, how
Hmm.
severe the way he was here, how
Hmm.
severe that was on you.
Hmm.
And it's a hard thing to heal from. It's a very hard thing to heal from because he's okay.
Good.
he's he's good. He's gonna be
Hmm.
okay. Um, he is. Did I tell you about the learning place? I didn't tell you about the learning place. So
I don't
when
know. No.
yes, it's like well, I touched on it. It's kind of like a life review. Okay.
Hmm.
When
Oh,
you
yeah.
pass on, you see all of these
Yeah.
things that you've done in your life and so on and
Yeah.
so forth. And then you have to learn and understand the impact of it.
Hmm.
Some people, when they get to the other side, and depending on what they have done when they were here, learn quickly.
Hmm.
Okay. And some people, he learned the biggest thing, but he still has other things to learn. So he's in
Hmm.
a good place. He's learning and he wants to learn.
Good.
And that's what's most important.
Yeah.
Um, and getting back to it, the dreams are him.
Hmm.
So just accept the dreams uh, if you can, as long as these dreams aren't giving you pain.
Hmm.
Okay. So are you able to handle these dreams when he comes?
Yeah, I mean, they're disturbing and not in anything that he does. It's just he is lost, and I can see that, and he's still trying to hide. Hmm.
The,
And
the
I have to
reason
tell, it's like I have to tell them, but you died. Right.
Yeah,
They're still doing their same deal.
he still has to learn. He's still
Mm-hmm.
learning. He's still there learning,
Mm-hmm.
but he's okay. He's not in hell. If you want to ask, he's not in hell. He's
Mm-hmm.
still learning. It's going to be a long path. Now I can see more. Um, that's why the first time he came through to me,
Mm-hmm.
he was, hey, hey, it's me. Hey,
Mm-hmm.
hey, hey, hey.
Mm-hmm.
And then remember I switched. I said, oh, there's something else.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because he tried to present what he wanted people to see.
Mm-hmm.
That was the whole thing about bragging and, oh, my daughter this, my daughter that. But that
Mm-hmm.
was to the outside world.
Right.
So he still hasn't completely learned what he
Mm-hmm.
needs to learn. And he was trying to fool me with that, you know,
Mm-hmm.
narcissist kind of behavior.
Mm-hmm.
Um, behavior. And that way on the other side. So I know
Right.
he's still learning.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna switch up on on the dreams.
Mm-hmm.
Um, um, are you able to communicate in your dreams? Are you able to
Yeah,
say what you want to say in your dream
I think so.
the next time? Um, I need you to tell him to stop it. If you can do that, please do. Within your dream, just tell him to stop it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm telling him to stop it right now. Just stop it.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's not there yet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Ooh, that was
Thank
a
you.
heavy one.
Sorry.
That was a heavy one. Yeah, he needs to stop it. Okay. But I hope I was able to help some. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah, it's nice to just be validated that my kind of census stuff is not totally wacky.
yeah, it's all real, and that's the other thing. We all think we're having mental problems or something
Hmm.
because we're empaths, but not until we learn and we can protect ourselves.
Yeah,
Yeah. So please come
great.
back next week and let's see if we can get those dreams to stop because they need to. All
Thank you
right.
very
Well,
much.
I'm
It was
going to
great
have
to
to
meet you.
close out the show because my battery's getting ready to go dead.
Mine too.
Oh, my goodness. But, and I'm going to close out the show. So
Thank you.
thank you. Thank you. Even though it was a rough one. But thank you. Thank you. I'm glad I could be of some help
I
because us
appreciate it.
empaths believe we can save the world.
Right? So I work
All
in mental
right.
health.
All right. Well, I want to thank Ed. Woo. Woo. Thanks for watching that clip with me. I've had that clip for quite some time, and I've been avoiding playing it because that one really uh, did and does affect me every time I see it. I reconnect. Um, so, if you're curious, and first of all, I want to thank everyone for the hearts that you sent during the show and during the clip. Um, but the reason that affected me so much is because, um, without saying too much, because I do want to respect uh, Ensley's privacy, uh, but her father was not a good person. On the outside, to the outside world, he seemed to be a good person, but on the inside, he had a lot of darkness. So when he passed on, he was able to see what he had done and how it affected people. However, when I connected with him, he still wanted to act like he was the same person as when he was alive. But I was able to feel the rest. I was eventually able to feel that he was just trying to project an image that he had learned what he needed to learn and he was positive and moving in the right direction. But in reality, he was still trying to think the same way that he thought as when he was alive. So it really pains me, especially when someone gets to the other side and they still have a hard time changing. It's a rough thing. It's it's a real rough thing. Um, but I hope some of you may have learned something from that clip. Um, Questions you may have about a loved one that's on the other side. It seems that we here, the living, seem to worry about the people that have passed on more than we'll worry about ourselves. Where in most cases, they're in better shape than us. In most cases, not it's not 100%, but in most cases. So, gee, whoo, I gotta take a breath. Gotta take a breath. Um, I don't have much more to cover during this show. No one has popped up that wanted a live reading. I don't see that. So I guess the clip is going to be it tonight. And I will start closing this show out. Yes, I will. I will press some buttons and everything and see whether we can get things moving. So, remember to check out this show, The Soul Reader, with me, Anthony Cordova, and get your free reading here, your free psychic empathic reading, because I'm an empath more than anything else. And if you would like me to talk to someone on the other side for you and connect with them, I will do my best to do that too. So remember to come back, and if you're watching in replay, check me out live every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, and that's at knowtobestill.com/podcast. Now, you can also watch me at that same time on YouTube and Facebook, but also know to check out me and my lovely wife, Jill Cox Cordova, on I'm Right, I'm Right. And that's every Tuesday night at 8. Every Wednesday night. I'm stuck on Tuesday. Every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. And you can log into JillCoxCordova.com and click the podcast tab. And you can watch that from Jill's website, or you can watch from YouTube or Facebook also. Any way you watch makes us happy, so that's cool. So I do want to thank you all so much for coming. I love doing this show, Even when someone doesn't get a reading, that's okay. And again, I'd like to thank you all for coming. Thank you for watching the show, Jill. Thanks for watching. All right. Till next time, I love all of you and hope to see you next week. Okay. Bye.